Hello everyone, this is going to be part 3 of my series of videos where I explain my thought process while I'm working on the No NFT lasagna build. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts, I do recommend you watch them because I'm going to assume that you already did. So this is where we're at right now with the build. I did take the liberty of paving the rest of the roads just to save time. And on the visualizer, I I did pave the rest of the roads on stage 6. I did also just build one more windmill for sugar. And yeah, we're at the point where it's making lasagna or between like 5 to 10 lasagna per hour. This isn't completely accurate. But in addition to lasagna, it's still selling, excess salt, excess milk. The whole point is to continue to collect cash while at least selling some lasagna because that's the meta. So you would keep getting additional stars out of that, so you won't fall too behind on the leaderboards in the competition. But now the goal for part 3 is to actually place down the rest of the buildings and finish up a build and try to tweak it as much as possible. I'm not completely sure if I'm going to end up with a perfectly tweaked build by the end of this part 3 of the series. But if I do any additional tweaks, then I will be showcasing that on my No NFT build showcase for this lasagna build. So let's start off by looking at the visualizer again. Right now, I have it set up in like 6 stages on the town guide visualizer. So I'm on stage 6 and I'm gonna make another one for stage 7. So what I want to focus on next is I'm sitting on like 7 million cash so I can continue to make more buildings. I have 2 lumber mills, but most of the time I was actually only using one. And let's see, there's shade all over the place. No, let me hold on that. Let me turn on energy. Okay, I want to have a forklift so I can keep collecting, you know, crude oil for the gasoline. So I think a good spot for the forklift would be right here. That means I won't need the worker house. Now, I don't actually have like wood sheds here. You would put wood sheds wherever you want where you're working on the build. And like the same thing with the warehouse, you wouldn't actually keep it at the end of the build. There's not really any reason to. So like what I'm gonna probably end up doing is making a temporary warehouse. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have another road here just yet. It depends on what the situation is on the buildings. So let's say I make a temporary road right there and I just put a temporary warehouse over here. The reason I want the warehouse like farther away over here is because I am going to want more mixing tents making white rice. Like I want 2 mixing tents right here making white rice because they need the 1 energy. Then I for sure need more sauce facilities making rice vinegar. Interestingly enough, I had the sauce facility here making, it says it was making tomato paste, but I actually needed it to make rice vinegar. So yeah, let me go ahead and fix that. There we go. Didn't even realize that. And yeah, I definitely need more of these making rice vinegar. I want to reconsider the designs that I'm doing for the crops and the milk barns. Because I have like spots over here that I'm not really going to be able to utilize to like the best efficiency. So I want to look at my situation with the crops again. Like, how could I improve this? If I can't really place anything here, then maybe just do ponds. So right here, I'm just kind of experimenting. What if I put ponds on the sides and have a different setup for ponds in the middle here? So how would that look like? See, all this does is move the pond that was right here. See, it moves the ponds that was right there and just moves them to the side right there. But then I would need more water for the rice fields, but I could continue to add ponds. Like, I still have space. I could do this. No, I could do that. And it's actually not bad. So yeah, I move those ponds over. That's gonna buy me this space. And you know, I could still put ponds here. Like what if I put a pond here and a pond here? Yeah, I end up with more ponds, clearly, but I do end up with an additional space right here and right here that I can use. It would let me move up my rice fields up a little bit. So if I want to end up having 4 rice fields, I could do that. And the sugarcane fields would probably still be in the back, like that. Man, look, I could even put more rice fields. I just don't know if I'll actually need that much rice yet. As for the tomatoes, I could still have them up front right here. It's not bad. Let's see, can I move the ponds over like this? Could do that. Right here, I could say I could put a building down that would cast 1 shade, and yeah, it would cast a shade on the rice field. But you know, I could put a building here. Not a bad idea. Could move this paved road. Not sure if that's a good idea though. So I'm thinking maybe something like this, and then I can have a sauce facility, see right here and right here. It would cast 1 shade on these 2 rice fields, but I have more than enough rice fields with this setup, so I think it should be okay. Yeah, right now that's what I'm considering. I still have the same amount of trees, which I should be good with that with those trees. If I really wanted to, I could, instead of these paved roads, I could put trees here as well. Yeah, I actually could. See, I don't need these 2 paved roads. I could just put trees in there. Oh, no, wait. They're going to have 1 shady. Yeah, that's right. Okay. The windmills will cast 1 shade on those spots. But you know, it's not a bad trade-off. If I really need to, I could add trees there. But we'll see. I'm not completely sure that that's an option. Okay, I like this design setup right now for the crops. So I'm going to get rid of these 2 ponds, and then I just need to build out 2 ponds like that. Hopefully it doesn't become an issue when they're going for all their crops. See, I don't really even need this paved road. That one could be replaced with a tomato farm as well. But we'll see when we get to that point. It's all about tweaking. So this is the build right now. Just sold some excess sugarcane. So I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be deleting these 2 ponds and adding 2 more ponds right there. So I can go ahead and have them work on that. Wondering if there's another way I could do this. Would that do anything for me? I would end up with sugar canes that don't have enough water. Yeah. I would end up with trees that don't have enough water. Huh. But what about this? Okay, so what I did was, this is what I'm doing right now, right? What if I just move the pawns around? What if I move this here, move that there, and just combine these two? I'm still gonna have enough spots with 8 water, and you know, everything's still gonna get water. I like this design even more, guys. Look, you just gotta keep messing with it. Change your plans. Change your plans. I actually like that design more. I hope I'm not making a mistake, but to me, it makes sense so far. So I'm gonna build out some pawns. Let's go back to the design. Okay, I think I can work with that. So what that's gonna let me do is, if I really need to, I can run 6 rice fields. Nothing's gonna get slowed down as far as I can tell right now. And I just need to add 2 trees somewhere else. I could just add them here though. Yeah, I could just add right there. Boom. And on the sides over here, well, I'll still put my sauce facilities. So yeah, I actually like this idea. It works a little better. Still uses up the same amount of space. I just don't end up with 2 rice fields on yellow timer. So I pretty much save 1 space. And no, yeah, I'll work with this. So I'm liking that design for the crops and the trees. Now I want to look at my design here. So first, let me show you the production monitor again. Look at salt, 208, but my brine is showing 960. You divide that by 4 and you get, what do you get? About 240. So I can make 240 salt, which would be enough for about 40 lasagna. And I'm actually not making all the salt that I could. I forgot to mention that I took some salt fields off. That's just so I wouldn't keep selling excess salt. So I wouldn't use up too much gas. I probably should have mentioned that. So yeah, I did temporarily remove some salt fields. And my milk, 214, which each lasagna needs 4 milk. So this is already enough milk to make 100 cheese. So that would fit 50 lasagna. So milk's not really an issue right now. But I was thinking, I was wondering if I could change out the layout to make it more efficient somehow. I know I'm going to need sauce facilities making rice vinegar. I just don't know exactly how many. Let me just do that first. The sauce facility is making rice vinegar, so I can put one here. And there you go. And I can put one here. And let me double check the shade. Yeah, it's not going to cast shade on any of those crops. Now these 2 tree farms, yeah, I just realized shade is being casted on them. So maybe that won't work as well as I thought. You know, I probably won't need 6 rice fields anyway, so I probably won't need all those trees. And as for the paved road design, this would probably be more efficient. I don't know if I'll need 4 tomato farms. I might only need 3. But this right here might work. I don't know. It's just The exact position of the trees and rice fields I'm not completely sure about yet, but it's something like that would work. So shade on the tomato farms because it doesn't affect them. Okay. Let's see. I'm pretty much already sold on this design, but I'm wondering if I can make any other changes. I could get away without that pawn. It's really weird. Like you see, if I was to get rid of one of these pawns, I would have to make sure that oh no, because this wouldn't have enough water. Well, never mind, that wouldn't work. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Hopefully that works fine. So I have 2 more sauce facilities making rice vinegar. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need more than 2 ATVs. But really, this should be an ATV right there. And I'm gonna need more mixing tents making cheese and like tomato paste and pasta sauce. Yeah, all of that. Okay, so let me look at cheese. Let's say right now I just add like just one more mixing tent making cheese. And then the sauce facility situation. I have 2 sauce facilities here, but it would have been better to just have like right there. Anyways, I'll keep it like that for now. So what if I add 2 sauce facilities for pasta? I don't know if I'll need that many though. Not completely sure just yet. Let's say 2 for pasta and then 1 for these 2 can be tomato sauce. Yeah, those 2 can be tomato sauce, those 2 can be pasta. Eventually I want another Italian restaurant. Okay. I'll just keep the 1 Italian restaurant for now, but eventually I'll probably want a second one. So let me look at some other buildings. I might need, I for sure need more tractors. I'm not completely sure if I need more loggers just yet. Possibly, yeah, I probably will. So these 2 could be loggers. As for the tractors, huh. See, I could have like say a tractor. No, because they might go through there. Well, who knows? I could have like a tractor in this spot and in this spot, but I don't really want to do that right now. I'm not completely sure that would be a good idea. I'm even considering having 2 silos just because of the amount of stuff that goes into it. You got rice husk, sugarcane, tomatoes, and brine. So really, I would think it would be a better idea to have 2 silos like that. And still got those windmills for salt. Might not need these 2 roads in the middle. Like you would think you do, or otherwise they'd have to go around. But I don't know if I truly need those 2 roads. For the time being, it's 3 storehouses. I don't know if it's gonna end up being 2 or 3 in the end. Windmills here. I feel like I'm gonna need more windmills. I just don't know exactly how many. And I know that eventually I'm gonna want another Italian restaurant. Okay. And now I need to figure out space for more tractors. So I'm gonna have to sacrifice some of this meadow space. So like say I needed more tractors, I could put a couple over here. Like yeah, like say 3 more. And you know, from here, I'm just gonna have to build this out and figure out what else I need to improve. But right now, this is the design idea for the next step. I think I'm utilizing every space. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do for the however long it takes now is work out on that design that I just showed you and see, you know, just put it in action and see how it works. So of course, I'm going to fast forward this part. I'm not going to explain every little step, but yeah, I would just be fast forwarding this part and you'll be able to see it in action. Okay, so I got to this point right here. I did make some adjustments, which I'll explain in a moment. So I decided to put two paved roads right here just to create this middle road. I think it would be more efficient. That way the windmills can get to the silos quicker. And I am gonna have more windmills over here. I realize I'm gonna need more for the sugar. And let's see, the Italian restaurant that I was gonna have over here, I moved it over here. So I'll be fixing that on the designer right now, the visualizer. I pretty much built everything else. Right now I'm getting close to 20 lasagna per hour, so I still need to place more buildings down to optimize it. I'm thinking of trying to just aim for 40. I still don't have the brine fields back, the salt fields. I haven't added them back because if I do, I think I'm still going to be selling excess salt. But I will be adding those back later. So going to the visualizer right here, I actually ended up putting two paved roads like that. And I ended up putting the Italian restaurants right here. And I do have these sauce facilities. These two are making tomato paste. This one's making pasta sauce. I need another one making pasta sauce, which I might actually have like over here. And then I'll just move the oil pump somewhere else. But right now, I think I should focus on the adding more windmills. So I ended up putting these to sugar, but I knew this wasn't going to be enough windmills. And I did have wind turbines. That's obviously temporary, just for energy to build the rest of the buildings. I've not added that rice field, but if I need it, I will add it. I think I will need more sugarcane fields, but I can just remove these paved roads and add sugarcane fields if I need to. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think right now that's all I've done. So I'm gonna make another one called Stage 8. This isn't really optimal, but that's kind of what I'm trying to follow here. So in this next stage, I want to add more windmills. Guess it's gonna sacrifice my meadows, but it's okay. Right now I'm like making like 180 milk per hour already. And if I'm trying to hit 40 lasagna, then I only need 160 milk per hour. So let's see. I have to make sure that I don't cast shade on that one. So I can't. Can I put one here? Yeah, I can put one there. Okay. So that'll let me build 7 more windmills. So I can go ahead and do that real quick. I don't think I need any more energy, or I might actually need more energy to build one more sauce facility. Oh yeah, possible. Let me get these windmills here. And you know, these builder houses are still down here, but eventually they will be replaced with meadows. And eventually I won't need these 2 trade piers either. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I need more tractors at the moment. It seems like they're picking all the crops up. I will probably need like another sugarcane field. These are 1 shade, but I could just do 2 sugarcane fields affected by 1 shade. It has the same like efficiency as 1 sugarcane field, so I'm gonna try that out. Hopefully it works out. And what other changes could I make really? Let's see, because I know for sure I want more sugar. That's what I'm looking at right now. So let me explain the rates here. I'm trying to get 40 lasagna per hour. Right now I'm around 20. I have not reset the production monitor, so it's not very accurate. I need 80 sugar per hour, and that's 240 sugar cane. But I also need 160 rice vinegar per hour, and that's also 160 sugar cane. So I'm trying to hit 400 sugar cane per hour, and I don't think I have enough sugarcane fields, so I'm gonna get rid of those two paved roads and add two sugarcane fields, and hopefully that's enough. Milk is good. Salt should be good after I put back all the salt fields. Eggs is good. I only need 40 of those. White rice. I think I just need that for the rice vinegar, so it should be 160. Yeah, I need 160 white rice for 40 lasagna. It's just used on the rice vinegar. So I want to hit at least 160. White rice is at 140, or so it says. So, like I said, I haven't refreshed this, so I might actually already be at 160. Yeah, I'm hoping white rice is already good with the 4 mix intents right here. An actual proper test will let me know. Start turning these on for sugar. Okay, so rice vinegar needs to be at 160. Tomatoes, I need 80 tomato paste, so I'm gonna need 240 on tomatoes. And I don't think that should be an issue. Like, I could just put a tomato farm right here and I should be good. If I need the well again, I'll just build it somewhere else. I would only need the well so I can make another rice field. I actually don't even know if I'll need it yet. I'm gonna go ahead and put down another tomato farm. I really don't think I need more than 4. Should be more than enough on the tomatoes. Okay. Yeah, cheese at 80. I have 2 mixed intents making cheese, and that should be more than enough. It's just that I don't have enough rice vinegar. That's why it's not hitting 80 cheese. Tomato paste, I have 2 of them. Yeah. I'm not really looking at gasoline right now. If everything is as efficient as it can be, 2 or 3 crude oil pumps will be enough. Pasta needs to be pasta sauce needs to be at 80. That's gonna use the 80 tomato paste. That's gonna use all the salt. I'm not actually crafting as much salt as I could have been, and also the sugar. I think the sugar's slowing it down. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna need another sauce facility making pasta sauce. I can't just do it with one. And I have 3 sauce facilities making rice vinegar, but I feel like I'm gonna need all 3 of those, so I can't change one of those out either. So I can't really think of too many more adjustments right now. Other than the windmills, I do want to build out one more sauce facility. Do I have lumber? No, I don't. I don't think I need any more oak wood. Once these windmills get built, I must start producing lumber again. And I'm gonna build another sauce facility. Let's see. I'm thinking right here, right in that spot. But the sauce facility making pasta sauce, so it's gonna have to make 5 trips to the storehouse. And tomato paste, 3 salts, 1 sugar, 5 trips. It would make more sense to have the sauce facilities making pasta sauce closer because they got to make 5 trips, and then the farther away ones making tomato paste because they got to make 4 trips. So I'm thinking that would make more sense. Yeah, I forgot to change this right here. I had a storehouse. There we go. So let me look for a minute. Sauce facility. I'm thinking here. I don't really see like a better spot for it. And I'm not exactly sure if I can get away with 2 ATVs, so that's why I have 3. Might be able to get away with 2, but I'm just gonna leave it like that. So here's what I'm thinking: the 2 sauce facilities that are closer, have them making pasta sauce, and then the other 2 slightly further away. Well, this one's close also, but these other 2 have them making tomato paste, and hopefully that's enough to give me everything I need for 40 lasagna per hour. In the end, I'm not gonna need the lumber mill, so I would end up replacing it with an oil pump. Uh, I might not even need 3 oil pumps, but I would just replace it with an oil pump and just add meadows everywhere else. I could add like a building here, like an ATV or even a sauce facility, but I don't think I would need it. As for windmills, I do feel like I'm not gonna have enough windmills for the amount of sugar that I need to make. If that's the case, I have to consider changing out some of these other windmills making salt for sugar. So yeah, I don't even remember if I have enough salt for 40. I know it's possible. I have enough brine to make it, but the windmills are the issue. I don't have enough space for those. And yeah, I could get rid of some roads, but I don't think that would be efficient. So right now, here's what I'm eyeballing. Not a whole lot of changes left to make. Let me have these windmills make sugar. And okay, so I decided I'm gonna get rid of that one and build a sauce facility. And am I making lumber? Nope, I'm gonna have to make lumber. All right. I'm not gonna get rid of all the trade peers just yet. Well, I can get rid of one. I'm not selling stuff as fast. So got rid of one. I'm at the salt fields back. And hopefully I don't sell too much excess salt. Like it should be getting to the point where I'm making like, you know, rice vinegar, tomato paste, enough pasta sauce to actually make the lasagna that I need, and not be selling so much excess salt or milk or whatever. Okay, but I'm almost done with this. See, I just sold a batch of sugar, even though I'm pretty sure I need it. That's picking up salt. That's because yeah, I need another sauce facility making pasta sauce for reals. Oh, and salt. Okay. There it is. Stage 8. I don't know if I'll actually do 10 stages. That was the plan at first, but it just depends on how much adjustments that I make. So now, of course, you're gonna see this plan in action, but I'm probably just gonna skip forward. You don't. I need a proper test. I'm gonna let this run for an hour. Yeah, give it an hour. It's not gonna be a perfect rate, but it'll give me an idea if everything's working out. So I'm gonna skip forward an hour. Okay, so I am back. I was actually gone for like a little over an hour. And I did make some changes. I didn't record the whole thing, but I did make some changes. So let me go ahead and explain that first. Let's get the visualizer up. There it is. So I realized I needed some more tractors to actually collect the tomatoes. So I added 2 more tractors. Oh, yeah, I added 2 more tractors. I realized I didn't need that many windmills. So, because it was actually making too much sugar. So I got rid of those windmills. And what else? What else? What else? I got rid of the lumber mill and I added a oil pump. That's right. Even though I wasn't planning on making these changes, it's something that I pretty much ended up doing midway because I realized that the rates were not going to work out very well. I wasn't getting enough tomatoes. I'm still selling excess stuff, so it's not a perfect setup. And oh yeah, I removed some. I think I removed 2 salt fields, but I ended up adding one back because it seems to be able to handle one more. But I pretty much left one spot alone. So I suppose what could be done is another trade pier could be put there, although I don't really think it's required. So like this spot right here is empty. And I think that's it for the adjustments that I didn't explain beforehand. Now let me explain how the build's actually doing. It did hit the goal, at least 40 lasagna per hour. 42 lasagna per hour after it seems like an hour and a half since I refreshed it. So let's look at everything individually. Gasoline, at this rate, it will run out of gasoline. So that means that the build is not perfectly optimized. Some things need to be adjusted, and I will be explaining that in a bit. Sugarcane. I have to look at sugar for that. So let's look at sugar. For 42 lasagna, it requires 84 sugar. So I'm actually overproducing sugar. So I only needed like 84 sugar. So that's like 250 sugar cane, let's say. Let's look at rice vinegar as well. About close to 200 rice vinegar. Each rice vinegar uses a sugar cane. So I need like a little. Trying to do the math in my head. I need about 460 sugar cane, let's say, but I'm getting 630. So one of the reasons I'm actually going to be running out of gasoline is because I'm overproducing sugarcane. So simple adjustment, just get rid of one. That should be good. I don't know if I can get rid of both of the yellow timer ones, but for sure get rid of one because I'm overproducing. So that'll help that situation out. So let's look at the eggs. I need at least 42 eggs, so that's good. As I figured, chicken coops no big deal. Just one chicken coop will give me more than enough eggs, so that's fine. Milk is at 217. For 42 lasagna per hour, I would need like about 170 milk. It's 4 milk, 2 milk per cheese, so it's 4 milk per lasagna. Yeah, so I would need like 170 milk. So yeah, that's overproducing. There's a couple fixes to that. I could remove some meadows, and that means the cows would have less to feed on. Or I could even remove some milk barns. So yeah, there's a couple of fixes to reduce the milk production if I really wanted to. But most of the gas is being used up by the sugarcane, in my opinion. So I don't really think that I would need to reduce the milk production here. Salt is 250, and yeah, the amount of lasagna I'm making matches the salt. So what that could mean is I probably could make more salt and increase my production rate, which means I could probably put that last salt field down. Yeah, I may try testing that because it does seem like salt is matching my lasagna, which is a good sign. And let's look at brine. Yeah, you divide that number by 4 and it gives you close to that in salt. Okay, so yeah, my brine is the reason I'm getting that amount of salt. So if I do add another salt field, my salt rate should go higher, which might actually increase my lasagna rate even further. White rice, I need it at about 170, just like the salt. Yeah, about 170. So I'm making more white rice than I need, which is fine. one thing here is well, the wood, it's hard to tell. I can calculate the exact amount of wood I need, but it's going to be tricky, and the production monitor is not really helping with that because it doesn't give me the per hour, because I don't have a wood shed to put the wood in. So it's kind of hard to calculate the wood, but as long as I'm making more than enough salt and milk, then the wood rate is fine. And let's see, I have 10 trees, and as I figured, that's enough wood for this setup. So it's kind of hard to explain the wood. It would just be something that if I could tell that I wasn't getting enough wood for my windmills and stuff, or my milk barns, then that means that would pretty much tell me I need to put down another tree farm. But in this case, everything is getting wood at a reasonable rate, so wood is not an issue. Husk rice is way too high. Each white rice takes up 2 husk rice, so I have enough husk rice to make 240 or 250 white rice, but as you can see, I'm not making that much. That might be because I don't have enough mixing tents, but I already am overproducing white rice. I don't need any more, so husk rice is too high. Problem is, if I get rid of a rice field, then husk rice is going to be too low. So the solution to that would be negatively impacting one of the rice fields by 1. So one idea that I have that I could do is put a building right here that casts 1 shade. It could either be an ATV or a sauce facility, but it's going to cast 1 shade on this, so I won't be overproducing husk rice, which helps conserve my gasoline because I'm using too much gasoline right now. It is going to negatively impact a tree by 1, but I do believe that I'm still going to make enough wood to satisfy the build. So I don't think it'll be impacted right there. And also, I could just put down another tree farm over here anyways, and then get the wood production back. So I do think it would be a good idea to have a building here casting 1 shade just to slow down the rice field. Already explained sugar. I needed at around 84, and it's doing more than that. So it's gonna sell some sugar, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Brian already explained. Feed. Feed can help you figure out how much milk you're making. And yeah, in this case, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I don't even know how to tell. It's easier to tell when you're using feed mills than when you are using meadows. So all that I know is that I have more than enough feed for the milk that I'm using. Rice vinegar, I need about 170 per hour for the 42 lasagna. So I'm making more than enough rice vinegar, and that's because I'm making more than enough white rice. So that's fine. It's completely fine. That means it's going to overproduce either cheese or tomato paste, which it's overproducing both. At least the cheese. The tomato paste is pretty almost spot on. Yeah, just about almost spot on. 86 per hour. I think I need like 84 per hour. Cheese is overproducing. I also need that like at 84 per hour. So that's being overproduced, but it's fine. It's just going to auto sell some cheese sometimes. The tomatoes, as far as I can tell, it's going to slowly overproduce tomatoes. But hey, it's making all the tomato paste that I need, so it's fine. It's only going to do like 1 or 2 cells of tomatoes per hour, maybe just 1. And well, crude oil just affects the amount of gasoline I'll make in the end. I think 3 oil pumps is safer than just having 2 oil pumps. Although if you somehow manage to optimize this build, which I probably could if I put way more time into it, I'm not going to optimize it that much though. If I did optimize it enough, I could probably get away with 2 crude oil pumps. Pasta, I needed pasta sauce. I needed at least 84 per hour, and there it is, 84. That ties into a couple other things. It ties into tomato paste, which I'm making a little more than I need. It ties into salt, which I do believe that's actually the bottleneck right now. So adding that other salt field could improve the salt. And I'm already making enough sugar. But yeah, I do believe this could actually, all this needs is another salt field, a building right here to mitigate the amount of husk rice I'm making. And I could take out some meadows, put some other buildings to support other requirements in the build. Heck, I could even do like another mixing tent if I needed more white rice so I can get more rice vinegar, more tomato paste. Yeah, there's still improvements that I could make. But right now I'm happy with where this no NFT build is at right now. So this is gonna be it for the guide. I hope I did good enough to help you out and show you my thought process when I'm coming up with these no NFT builds. Usually it's way quicker than this. And what I'm showing you right here is almost, it's pretty much the finished version, but I'm going to make some tweaks and then do a proper no NFT build showcase and give out a rate that is more stable, basically. Yeah, but pretty much this is it. I'm happy with it. So, hey, if you found this helpful, feel free to like the video, leave a comment, let me know if this helped you out, gave you any ideas, or if you have any feedback, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so. I appreciate your support, and thanks for watching.